And welcome to St. Louis Park High School Stadium for today's quarter or semifinal Section 6AA soccer match between the home team St. Louis Park Orioles and the visiting Kennedy Eagles. Kennedy pulling off an upset against Minneapolis Southwest 1-0 in the quarterfinals. And Kennedy was the number 6 seed, Southwest was the number 3 seed. And St. Louis Park took care of business right here against Minneapolis South by a score of 1-0 in overtime. St. Louis Park was the number 2 seed and South was the number 7, so there was almost a possibility of a second upset in the playoffs. I'll go over the lineup real quickly. This is Ira Gerwitz, by the way. I'm doing this solo today. The visiting team roster: number 3, Beto Caballero; number 10, Miguel Adriano Castillo; number 11, Nathan Lex Straits; number 13, Ulysses Perez; number 14, Eric Cardoso; number 16, Kevin Cruz Reyes; number 20, Albert Yaka; 21, Desden Gacho; number 28, Jonathan Angari; 30, Diego Perez; and the goalkeeper, number 33, Darcy Pelego Flores. For the Orioles, and I should mention the head coach is Dan Buschendorf for the Eagles. And for St. Louis Park, in goal, number 1, Leo Finley. Field players: number 3, Mohammed Mohammed; number 4, Spencer Enright; number 6, Randy Mayerly; number 8, Nicholas Beaton; number 9, Benjamin Klepfer; number 11, Nicholas Riley; 15, Isaac Kimmel; 18, Andrew Nizer; number 21, David Benjamin; and number 26, Thomas Salamzadeh. The head coach for St. Louis Park is Chato Alvarado. And the referees are marching the teams out in World Cup format out to the center of the field. They split off and we'll be ready to start the match. St. Louis Park with a record of 13-1-1 after their first playoff game, came in at 12-1-1, and Kennedy is currently 10-6-1. Obviously came in at 9-6-1. Here's the pregame handshake. And the officials for tonight's match: Amy Peterson, James Ryan, and Timothy Warham. The teams taking place on their own half of the field, and we'll be getting underway very shortly here. Other games at the boys 6AA tournament today, or the other game: number 1, Washburn is going against number 5, Wyzetta, and the winner of that match, along with the winner of this match, will be playing in the finals of the section. On the girls' side, we have, let me pull up the girls' section tournament. We have Wyzetta playing at home against Southwest. That'll be following these two games at their locations. And number 3, Armstrong, will be playing against number 2 seeded Cretin-Durham Hall. So some good soccer matches today around the area. And again, we're just about ready here for the kickoff. And if you're St. Louis Park, we'll be starting with the ball. A little breezy day, but not too bad. Considerably better than the last match here. Real defense with the ball. Enright plays it up to Mohammed Mohammed. Plays it out on the right side. Upfield, along the line, tapped away by Southwest and then cleared back out to midfield. Salamzadeh played it up. Back with the Oriole defense once again. Knocked out a touch, and they're going to rule it a Southwest throw. I'm sorry, Kennedy throw. Played out on the right side for Enright. He looks up the line, carries. Lays it up, and then he may drop it back. Riley had it, played it up. Maley, play back in the middle. I don't see Creighton in the starting lineup today, and I wonder if he's injured. That would be untimely for the Orioles here in the playoffs as they take their first shot at goal. An easy save for Pelego Flores. Muhammad with the ball. Across the beaten, plays it into the middle. Zadeh. No foul there as Kennedy comes away with it. Our player is still down. Heiser plays it back. Oriole player finally got up. And right up the line, but it's knocked out by St. Louis Park, and we'll have a throw in for Kennedy. Throw-in headed by the Orioles. Played outside by Klepper. Maintained possession and a foul called against Kennedy. Played outside. Eaton plays a deep ball down the middle over the top of the Orioles. And now Muhammad again with the ball. Plays it across. That's Klepfer. In for Maley. Is it knocked away, and it's going to be a corner kick coming up, or a throw-in deep. Corner is difficult for me to see here with our window. There's a nice backheel pass. Player thought he was offsides. And there was an offside, and so we do, I believe, or else they're just calling a goal kick. One skips by Muhammad. And right, touches it back. Zadeh tries to get it, but can't get to it, and so it's a throw-in for Kennedy Eagles. Muhammad wins the ball. Orioles drop it back. Salam to Zadeh. Over to Beaton. He's being pressured. He tackled from behind. And a foul coming. There, both players are having a few choice words for each other. The referee's going to have a chat with the Kennedy player. Stopping the clock as the player's walking away, and the referee wants a conversation with Adriano Castillo. Wasn't a very good tackle to begin with. I thought maybe he was going to issue him a card to start, but he let it go with just a conversation and a verbal warning. Zadeh sends it downfield. Orioles take possession. That's Riley. He has it knocked away a couple times. He turns, tries to get around the defender, and then shoulder contact. No foul. I thought it may have been a push on the back, but official didn't feel like that was the case. And now Beaton gave it up. Here comes Kennedy, and clearing pass was blocked by Kennedy, and ball went right to Finley, excuse me. Ball played along the far touch. Goes by one player. It's deflected by Kennedy and knocked out of touch for a throw-in for St. Louis Park. Another throw for the Orioles. Muhammad couldn't control, and now the Eagles pick it up, and then Maley comes away with the loose ball. over the top of Beaton. Salamzadeh gets beaten. And Beaton gets beaten. There's a couple of deflections out front. They didn't get the shot on goal. There's another deflection. And that was about a series of 4 deflections as the Orioles defending their goal. Finally, it comes out further. Oriole on the ground tried to slide tackle that ball, I believe. But the ball finally out near midfield. And then a long shot towards the goal, bounces out over the goal line. And we'll have a goal kick coming up for the Orioles. 6.5 minutes into the match, 0-0 the score. There's another look at all the deflections that were happening out front of the goal. Salamzadeh takes the free kick, or the goal kick rather. Orioles possess. Riley centered into the middle and back. That was Nizer who played it up. Knocked away. And the referee is signaling it that it's a Kennedy throw-in. The Orioles thought it was theirs. Throwing down the line. Headed out once again by the Orioles, and Kennedy throwing. Both teams playing high pressure on the opponents during their possession. Nobody's really getting a good, clear chance to control the ball. There's another example of that right there. And then here come the Eagles, and the Orioles knock it out again. It was Enright who played it out. And this time it's an Oriole throw-in. Mohammed. Goes back to Nizer, and it's played across and upfield. And throw in for the Orioles. Mohammed with the ball. It's Enright. Oh, it's played to Enright, rather. Now over to Beaton. Beaton has a man outside, but decides to play it up the middle. And the Eagles giving chase. Enright tries to clear it, and it's off the foot of Kennedy. And out comes Finley to smother the ball and then play it off to Beaton. Beaton again sends it deep. A little too far for teammate. And throw-in coming up for the Orioles. Benjamin playing the center forward position right now. And Riley tries to go around, and it's flex off Southwest. Or I gotta quit talking Southwest. I was talking to them earlier today. So Kennedy and Klepfer drop back. Royals remain in possession of the ball. Mohammed, he's pushed from behind but maintained possession. And a long ball cleared out of touch. Oriole throwing. Ball played across. Salamzadeh over to Beaton. Is up Maley. He falls. No call by the official. Looked like it may have been a trip, but official closer to the play than I am. And the Orioles in possession again. Laid up by Klepfer on the right side. Ball cleared out. The Orioles get possession. Nizer. Not using Riley on the outside. Now we're finally trying to use Riley on the outside. He's unable to handle that one. And it bounces out. And it's an eagle throw. Muhammad with the header. Ball bounds back to Muhammad. Riley drops it back. Nice touch outside by Klepfer. Ball's played back to Nizer. Nizer plays it into the middle. Mailey touches around the one defender. Cuts it back. Still in possession. Now he has it stolen away. Maybe tried to do a little bit too much of that with all those defenders that were there. Nizer played it to the right, and then it's played out further. Back to Nizer. Riley has an open angle to the goal, takes the shot. One hopper right to the goalkeeper. Try to play it around the Orioles. Finally beaten, wins it. Played back by Riley to Salamzadeh. And right up the field. Nice reach in by the Orioles to win that ball, but finally Southwest gets possession. And nice job there, Riley coming back to knock the ball away. They play it up the touchline, but Maley unable to get to it, and it'll be an eagle throw-in. Headed up. Muhammad. Salamzadeh up to Riley. Back to Beaton. Plays it through to Maley. He plays it back in the middle. Muhammad with the ball. Headed up to Klepfer, who plays it way right. In towards the corner. They turn, play it back into the middle. Knocked away by the Eagles, and it'll be a throw-in for St. Louis Park. Substitutions coming into the match for the Orioles. Sam Diamond, 19, number 20, Alexander Ruiz Shimada, and 27, Nicholas Pantazides. Throw deep in the territory by St. Louis Park, played out in front, deflected by the defense. Tripped up there, but the referee does not call it. That was in the penalty area. And throw-in coming up for St. Louis Park. Maley cuts it back a little bit too far, and then the Eagles are content to just kick it out of touch rather than give away an opportunity near their goal. Throwing to Maley. Cross out front. Orioles got 1 foot on it, but couldn't control it to get a shot off. And again, Kennedy will play it out of touch. Kimmel was the one that had that first opportunity, but couldn't get the shot off. Pantazides played it out wide, and that shot right to the goalkeeper. Kimmel. Oh, there's a foul called against St. Louis Park. We'll have a Eagle throw-in. I didn't mean a foul, rather it was out of play. Touched out by the Orioles throw in Kennedy. Today plays it deep. Ruiz Shimada played it outside and a long ball into the box. Keeper calls for it and catches it on the one hop. High 50-50 ball. And Kimmel with it, drops it back, and then it's played into the middle. Pantazides plays it over to Riley. Riley plays it all the way back. Goalkeeper has it at his feet, and he plays it out wide for Enright. Enright has it knocked away, but it's going to be an Oriole throw. Oriole defense controlling the ball. Beaton plays it deep into the middle, coming back for it was Ruiz Shimada. He dropped it back and outside. Riley tries to play it around the Kennedy defender. Ball played out wide. Diamond back into the middle. Nizer back to Diamond. He tries to keep it in and does. Maley, he's being pushed. And he's taken down. The referee finally calls the whistle, or calls the foul, blows the whistle. We're having a little discussion with the official. Is Salamzadeh. Something must have happened away from the play, which he wanted the official to be aware of. This free kick comes from about 35 yards out, so I would imagine they're going to look for somebody breaking from the right side. Nope, he takes it right on goal. It bounces away, but the keeper was able to cover up on the rebound. As Maley was there looking for the loose ball. Orioles throw. A little give and go along the right touch line. Finally, the second defender is able to clear it out of touch. There's a ball towards the goal. Orioles go up for a header. I think the defender actually got a head or a shoulder on it. And the keeper made the save. We'll take another look at it right here. I'm not sure exactly who got the touch on it, but there's the ball up to Maley. He's defended tightly. Plays it back into the middle. Nizer played it across, and then it's dropped back on the right outside for Enright. Now they play it up on the right side, down deep. We'll look for a cross. The referee again says no foul. Fans are not happy. He's letting a lot of pushing go. Based on the position of the ball, I'm guessing he doesn't want to make that penalty shot call that would determine the outcome of the match. But at the same time, you've got to call what's there. Beaton plays it up the line to Maley. Knocked away for an Oriole throw. Orioles, I believe, are getting a substitution right now. And there is Zinedine Creighton. Good to see that he's not injured. He comes in for Riley. He's a very good ball handler for the Oriole team. He has a very strong leg. And ball out off the Orioles. Quick throw in by Kennedy. Making the throw is Cardoso. Nope, he receives the throw. They switched off there. Salamzadeh, high ball. Pantazides tried to get it. Ball comes off a couple players, and the Orioles got it, but Kennedy will play it out of touch. No, it stayed. Yep, it's out. And the throw-in goes all the way back to the defense. Played it out to Beaton on the left side. He's sending a long ball. We got two players there. That looked almost like a hand, but it wasn't. It was a header. Nizer. Outside for Diamond. Back to Nizer and then back to inside to Creighton. This pass was deflected, intended for Pantazides, and the keeper comes out to make the save on that nice shot. Salamzadeh puts it up, and you can see how the wind is affecting that ball. It just held it up. So right now, Kennedy Eagles have a strong wind advantage in this first half. And as I look at the flags, it's definitely the case. Salamzadeh keeps fighting for the ball. He's taken down again. No foul called by the official. Diamond with the ball. Plays it deep. Intercepted by the Eagles. And then Enright does a nice job of taking it away, and they drop it all the way back to Salamzadeh. Long ball played up near midfield. I believe that's Nizer. Nizer keeps the ball after a bunch of pressure on him, and now the ball's played into the middle. Knocked away quickly by the Eagles, and now Salamzadeh once again. Nizer plays it outside. Pantazides has his pass intercepted, and Enright with it. He touches a little too far out in front, and it's intercepted. Here come the Eagles. They were 2-on-2, but the Orioles play it out, touch deep in their own end, and it's a throw-in for Kennedy. 25 minutes into this half, and there's only been, I believe, a couple substitutions, and they were by St. Louis Park. Kennedy has not made a substitution. Diamond with the ball, plays it up towards the middle. Whoa, a hard charge from behind, and the referee stops the clock, and we may get a yellow card this time. I would assume so. Yep, here comes the card. That's on number 3, Beto Caballero, in the 25th minute. Salamzadeh will be taking the free kick. The referee's telling him to wait. He's having him stop the clock. Not sure what was the call here. He's having the Orioles back it up a ways. Couple yards. There, the ball's played deep. Enright defending on the ball picked up by the Eagles. Creighton with it. And the Eagles thought played it out, must went off an Oriole player. Enright had it, bounced away. He's still fighting for the ball. He deflects it into the penalty area, or near the penalty area, but it comes off out of touch, and it's a throw-in for the Eagles. Sam Gage entered the match for St. Louis Park during that last yellow card violation against the Eagles. Orioles play it into Creighton. He's tackled from behind again. No call by the official. The Orioles picked up the ball, so he may have played an advantage, although we didn't see that signal. He may have verbally given him the advantage play signal. Played to Diamond. Diamond plays it up. Gage plays it towards the middle, didn't get all of it, and it was intercepted by the Eagles. Eaton tried to keep it in play, but couldn't. And now the Kennedy Eagles will have their first substitution of well, actually their second, because they had one for yellow card violation. And number 6 is into the game for Dan Griesel. Throw it intercepted by the Orioles. Ball played deep. Enright's getting there. He's shielding it, and he plays it back to Finley. Finley sends it long downfield. The wind held it up. The Eagles got it, and they played it deep, and it went out of touch, and it'll be an Oriole throw. They back on defense. Up the line, too far for the Orioles teammate. Good pressure by the Orioles. Now again, there is a foul called this time against the Orioles. A little hip check. One of very few called against the Orioles today. Free kick coming up here for the Eagles. Long shot on goal. Oh, it gets away. And Eagles score on a couple of rebounds. In the 29th minute, Eagles score. Here's another look at it right here. Comes off the goalkeeper. And the goal is either 30 or 14. Not sure which one. So that's one the Orioles didn't want to give up here. Because the Eagles are going to have to fight the wind in the second half. So it would have been nice for St. Louis Park if they could have gotten away without having a goal scored with the wind coming at them. But they're a team that many times has found themselves behind, but come back strong. There's another play, gets by the defender. Enright's tightening up the coverage. Nice job there by Creighton. Turn, maintains possession, and they get the ball Ball out to Baton. Baton played it up, but it was intercepted. And getting the goal was number 14, Cardozo, for the Eagles. And a foul called. Free kick coming up for St. Louis Park. Just over 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Kennedy trying to pull off their second upset of this tournament. They knocked off number 3. Now they'll try to knock off number 2. Corner kick coming up for St. Louis Park. Just played all the way across, headed away, out of danger by the Eagles. Now Enright plays it up on the right side. Royals tried to go around, but couldn't do that. I believe that was Dennison, Devan Dennison. And ball's headed back to the goalkeeper by Beaton. Finley plays it back to Beaton. He's got Diamond on the outside, but he chooses to play it deep. Oh, ball's blocked there by the Orioles as they tried to clear it out, but the Eagles get possession again. And, well, there's a trip away from the ball, but no call by the officials. The ball played deep in the Oriole end, and Finley picks it up. Now Enright plays it into the middle. Kaiser played it off to Diamond on the right side. Played in the middle again. It's touched up. Deflected there, but the Orioles couldn't keep possession. And now the ball's played outside. Beaton. Played up to Gage, and he was obstructed on the way to going with the ball, and so the foul was called. Now the Orioles took the free kick awfully quickly, and Salamzadeh plays it off. Enright plays it across field. Diamond plays it into Creighton. Creighton goes around one defender. He's got to beat 2 more. He gets around them, but the ball lays loose. They got just enough of it to slow down the attack. And Castillo had the ball. The ball is sent upfield, and the Orioles get possession once again. Salamzadeh plays it into the middle. Kupfer plays it out on an overlapping player, but a little bit too much for him. Riley and Kimmel back in for the Orioles. And 12, Brian Perez back in for the Eagles. Eaton plays it up along the near touch line. They're going to let it go out of touch and throw in for the Eagles. Fighting for the ball. They tried to play it off the Orioles, but Riley did a nice job keeping control. Sends it back to Salamzadeh. Creighton tried to control, but it was picked up by Kennedy. Player dummied the ball there, hoping that his attacker on his left would get to it first, but the Oriole defense did. And now here comes Eagles again, a long shot. Easy save for Finley. And Baton again with the ball. middle. Creighton dropped it back. Nizer over up ahead to Gage. Dropped outside, near side by Kennedy. Deflect. The Orioles will get to the ball first. Made outside to Beaton. Plays it up to Riley. Riley plays it back in the middle. It's Nizer. To Enright. Over to Klepfer. Back to Salamzadeh. Drop back again, controlling it midfield. And now the Eagles coming with it 2 against 3. Beats Salamzadeh. Takes a, I don't know if I'd call it a shot or a pass towards the goal, but Finley came out to control it and played it out to Beaton. Creighton tried to play it outside. Didn't quite get all of it. And the ball's played back into the Orioles zone. Beaton dropped it back to Salamzadeh. Again, a long pass on the right side. It's going to go out of touch. Ball still bounding around along the far touch line. Looked like there was a handball there, but no call, and maybe it was already out of touch. And a throw in by the Orioles. Salamzadeh again plays it up the middle. This time he played it on the ground, didn't have to fight the wind too much. Kennedy drops it back, plays it out on the right wing. Played in the middle, deflected by the Orioles. Now they drop it back, and it's played outside, and it's going to go out of touch. Ball sent across the box. Racing for it. Oriole defender gets there first. And again. And they play it around the defender. Now race for it. Nizer going after it. It was a lot to ask, but the Orioles pick up the loose ball. Played in the middle for Creighton. It is Riley. Riley tries to take the shot through the 2 defenders, but it was blocked. And the ball's played back in and then finally out by the Eagles. Eaton drops it back to Salamzadeh. He plays on the right side for Enright, who plays it wide. And then it's played back in to Klepfer. Klepfer's pushed out of the way there. No foul called. And Kimmel played it up. Knocked out by Salamzadeh. Just over a minute and a half remaining here in the first half.
Number 16, returns to the game for the Eagles.
Cruz Reyes, number 16, back into the match for the Kennedy Eagles. Now defender wins that ball. Try to get it to Creighton. He tips it back. Now they play it out on this near side here. Beaton giving chase. Or that was Riley, rather. But called it out of touch. And the throw-in coming up. The header by Southwest out of touch. Or Kennedy, rather. I apologize for keep saying Southwest. Pass across. Nizer. And right plays it up. Right to Southwest. Loose ball picked up by the Eagles. Play it deep into Oriole territory. Salamzadeh with about 10 seconds remaining in the half. He'll just take his time. No one's attacking him, so plays it long. Header by the Eagles. And there's the buzzer to sound the end of the first half with the score 1-0 in favor of the Kennedy Eagles. Only scoring scoring items here in the first half was in the 25th minute. Yellow card to number, I don't have the number on that player, but the yellow card then, and then 4 minutes later, number 14, Cardoso scores a goal on a couple of rebounds off the Oriole defense and goalkeeper, and that's where we stand, is 1-0 at the end of the half. Pretty evenly played match. Again, in the first half, the Eagles had the wind advantage, so we'll see if the Orioles can use it to their advantage in the second half. So this is Ira Gerwitz at halftime. The score is 1-0, Kennedy in the lead, and we'll be back with the second half in just a few moments.
Vision loss is not something that you feel until it happens.
Most people lose their vision from diseases like macular degeneration and glaucoma, not at birth.
With macular degeneration, you lose your central vision.
You have a blind spot right in the center of your face, so I can't actually see your face.
So even that little circle in which I could see became a big blur.
I was 65 when I first was diagnosed with glaucoma.
There were no symptoms. I had no headaches.
3 million Americans have glaucoma, and half don't even know it.
11 million people in the United States have macular degeneration.
You lose mobility, independence, changes your entire life.
So many eye disorders can be treated if caught early.
My husband tells me that I have beautiful brown eyes, and I don't want to lose that.
Make a plan today to get your eyes checked.
Visit brightfocus.org to learn more.
And we're back at St. Louis Park High School Stadium with this semifinal match between the number 2 seed St. Louis Park Orioles and the number 6 seed Bloomington Kennedy Eagles. The score 1-0 at the end of the first half. Kennedy having an upset victory over number 3 Southwest just a couple days ago, and now they're trying to do the same thing with the Orioles. And we've got 40 minutes left to see what happens. We're just about ready for the kickoff again. The win will be a big factor here in the second half, as it was in the first half, and Kennedy was able to take advantage of it for 1 goal, and the Orioles are hoping that they can take advantage of it for multiple goals. And there's the kickoff with Kennedy in possession. They almost lose the ball, but now they play it up on the left side and out of touch, and it is a throw-in for the Orioles. And Zides was pushed off the ball, and the Eagles came away with it. Ball sent downfield, beaten, drops it back to Salamzadeh. Salamzadeh outside to Kimmel. Zides played it into the middle, and it was touched wide, and it was knocked away by the Eagles. High ball again. You can see the wind holding up that long ball high in the air, and now Creighton comes with it. I'm sorry, that's not Creighton. That was, can't pick up the number. It looked like 10 at first. That's Nisser with the ball. Played into the middle. That's Creighton. He plays it out wide left. Breaking in, a shot out of the reach of the goalkeeper, a loose ball, and the defender falls on top of it, and it's going to be a corner kick. The Orioles almost take advantage of it. The clock is stopped as there's an injury in front of the goal. The player who was laying on the ball may have even had a handball, but no call by the official. And the Orioles, unfortunately, as they had 2 or 3 players that had an opportunity to knock that one in, but at least they're off to a good start here in the second half, putting early pressure on the Eagles. There's the player that was down injured, and they'll walk him off. And there's going to be a corner kick coming up for the Orioles. Waiting. The player's jogging off the field. That's number 4, Dino Zumba. So it's positive for them. That nothing too serious. I'm sure he'll be back in action. I believe Kennedy hasn't made their sub yet. They're looking right now and bringing one in. And in the match is Sam Kendrick. Or I'm sorry, looking at the wrong roster here. Caballero. Orioles in possession of the ball. Into the middle. Blocked by the defense, and another corner coming up for the Orioles. And joining me in the booth now is Brad Brubaker, assistant coach for the Oriole girls. So it'd be nice to have someone here alongside here to help do some color commentary and help me out on play-by-play as well.
Are you staying warm today, Ira?
Not too bad today. I'm glad I'm not out in the wind.
It is definitely a factor.
Yep. And we have a ball out of touch. The linesman is signaling he thought it was going the Orioles' way, but instead the official is saying it's a throw-in for the Eagles. Orioles with it, playing up on the left side. Nizer plays it in. Pantazides over to Creighton. There was a high knee there, but no foul. And finally, the Eagles play it out of touch.
I thought the Orioles did a decent job keeping pressure away from their goal mouth for the most part first half, but that one that got in there just seemed to bounce off about 3 or 4 different people.
Yep.
We'll see if Kennedy can
return the favor.
Yeah, if they can spend any time in the other end.
Here comes the goal kick. Creighton gets a head on it. Maley. Back comes bounding back to Creighton. Tries to cut it back.
Well, they're sure closing down people on him.
Yeah, they've been. There's been a lot of good pressure from both teams throughout the match. There's a loose ball in front.
Through.
And
Nice
score!
Miele with the great goal.
In the 45th minute, the equalizer by Melee.
Just knew he had to put it in the right spot. Didn't have to pound it. Just put it up and over.
So the Orioles even the score up in the 5th minute of the second half. And taking advantage of the wind to keep it in that end.
Definitely,
And then doing a nice job working together and putting that ball in. A beautiful header on the...
On that high ball, it's tough for those defenders to judge that. It's coming in at an angle like you want them to do, and you got ball coming in at an angle and the runner coming in at an angle, and it leads to a great goal.
Absolutely. Enright putting on pressure. He wins the ball, but it's out of control. And the loose ball bounds around. And again, the Orioles get it, but then Enright gives it up. Orioles double teaming there. Oriole player is down, and a foul is called as Kniser was down. And so the Orioles get a free kick. Salamzadeh sends it long. Again, the wind helping them this half. And here come the Eagles. Nice slide tackle.
No call?
Nope, it was a good no call there.
Got the ball.
I was questioning some of those no calls in the first half, but that one definitely, and not because I'm a St. Louis Park alumni, but because I thought it was a great slide tackle. And a throw-in coming up for the Orioles. They take it quickly. Knocked away by Kennedy.
Got to answer a text here. My son's trying to get updates on this game from home. He's coaching his own team today.
I saw him the other evening here at the...
He was so impressed with the Park defense. He played defense himself, and he was so impressed with the Park defense. He came away talking about Spencer Enright this and Spencer Enright that.
Yeah, the Orioles definitely played a great game. We're going to have a goal kick coming up for the Eagles. Eagles are trying to get a substitution in, but the ref's making them wait till the next opportunity. Must have arrived at the center line too late. Pantazides. Stolen by St. Louis Park. That's Kimmel. Kimmel goes around the one defender, cuts it back, opens up a path, passes it back to Pantazides. Zides, rather. Oh. Wasn't able to keep it in along the goal line.
Nice job getting to it.
Number 30, Perez is back in for Kennedy.
And Kennedy's number 30, Diego Perez, is back into the match. Yeah, that ball, that was pretty close to the goal line in order to try to keep it in. And it was a tough opportunity. Kniser sends it out.
Riley's done a really nice job this year playing that goal line. He's pretty solid down there.
Does a nice job carrying it up on that side and getting those crosses in.
Oh, and in and away from the keeper. So dangerous if you can do that.
And he had the game winner the other night.
Yeah,
in
that
overtime.
Wasn't at the game because I was at my own game, but I saw the replay of it. That was quite the goal.
Yes, it was.
I know there was some debate about whether it was a shot or a cross, and on the replay, I thought for sure it was a good shot.
Well, I heard some of the parents talking after the game as I was leaving the stadium. They were saying he thought that and I think it was a shot because he thought his shot was going wide.
Oh yeah, I think the goalie did too.
Yeah, all of a sudden he was having to leap up and try to get a hand on it. Hits that corner of the frame and bounces right in. Here comes the Orioles down the left side. Defense gets there first. And played up near the halfway line. Orioles intercept. Unable to keep possession. And now Kennedy takes it down the line. And the flag goes up. Went out of touch. And we'll have, I believe there's going to call a handball. Yep. And so we'll have a free kick from about 50 yards out of the goal.
Just kind of impressed at how much parity there is in this section on the boys' side. There's just so many teams that could come out. I was at a conference with the Washburn coach the other day and asked him how he liked his chances. He goes, about the same as I like Parks or Wyzetta's or Southwest's or any other team in the section.
And we saw that in the semifinals or the quarterfinals with Kennedy pulling off the upset of Southwest.
And even the overtime that it took St. Louis Park to get by South.
Yes, definitely. Kennedy able to keep it in along the far touchline, but then the Orioles come away with it. It's played in towards the middle. Melee. For the Nissel. Or Nizer, rather. Have a combination of
Yeah.
Nizer and Kimmel.
Yeah.
Melee. And now out of touch. So it'll be another Kennedy throw in. Nice header by Enright. Ball gets away from Kennedy, and the Orioles send it back in. It's headed high into the air.
That ball out by Cole Beaton. He's done a nice job this year of making that transition from being a midfielder earlier years in high school back to that outside D. He's done a good job back there.
Yes, he has. He's had done the games that I've been at. He's done an exceptional job. And speaking of Beaton, he's with the ball, plays it out wide. Creighton with a little give and go there with Riley. Riley maintains possession. Knocked down, but no foul again by the official. And the Orioles play it all the way back to Finley. Enright will get to the ball. Got Nizer on the outside, plays it to him. Got Maley breaking down the line.
Oh, nice ball.
Yep, break.
Oh, defender did a good job getting across there.
Yes, he did. Maley again.
Yeah.
Throw in for the Eagles.
Right back.
Haley takes a move around. He trips on his own trying to go around.
Yeah, no call. That's probably a good no call.
Yep, definitely. Ball played in. A
And
race for it. Oh, he
oh.
hits it on the outside of the goal. That shot taken by Nizer.
Got to confess, I thought that was in.
I did too.
Very close. Some of these chances, I'll be very surprised if it stays 1-1.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking, again, with the wind advantage in the second half, and the Orioles have a habit of getting lots of goals in the second half in particular.
Yeah, it's kind of sometimes this year it's taken them a while to get the first, but then it seems to lead to more.
Yeah, we saw them earlier this season, 3 goals in 58 seconds, so. There you see the ball hanging up there right around the 45 as it was going straight down at the end of that. Maley gets tripped from behind as the ball is tackled away. No foul called again.
That one I'm not as sure about.
There's a slide tackle to knock that one away by Straits. Yeah, it was questionable. He may have got the slide tackle on the ball first. Pandazides centers it in. Turning with the ball, trying to control. They drop it back to Nizer. Or is that Kimmel, rather?
Miele is definitely that guy you don't want to defend. He's got so many different looks. Hard to predict what he's going to do.
Nice recovery by Salam today.
Wow.
Wins the ball.
Definitely a good run by the Kennedy attacker, too. That's just a hard play right there, both sides.
And the Orioles continuing the pressure. Nizer played it across, tried to get it to Beaton. He does. And there's a long ball into the box, out wide. There's a handball, but after the deflection.
Should be a corner. Got a corner kick coming.
Did you think you saw the handball too?
I missed it.
He went up in the air, and it seemed like it hit his hand, but what do I know? The angle from up here is a lot tougher. Good play there. Out in front. Creighton. Good pressure coming back by the Orioles. And now a steal by the defense, Enright. Back into the box again, deflected by the defender, but he's able to clear the immediate zone. Creighton trying to keep possession, does a nice job as they're pushing all over him. Beaton plays it into the middle.
Park's doing a good job right now, just working both sides of the field too. They're not just coming up the right or just coming up the left, but they're giving different looks.
Absolutely, keep the defense on their toes.
Trying to crack the code here for a second goal.
There's the ball down deep. Kimmel.
Service in.
Ooh, tried to get Maley.
Good job by the Kennedy defender.
And we're going to have a free kick coming up for Kennedy. I'm going to play that ball while the wind died down a little bit. You look at at least on this flag right here, it's not moving. The other side of the field a little stronger.
Yeah, the U.S. flag's hanging a little more than it was in the first half too.
Yeah, it was waving quite strongly before. That's why you take the wind advantage when you can.
got it, yeah.
Creighton played it off. Kimmel played it up.
Anticides.
Yep. Benjamin. Back to Kimmel. He puts it out on the other side towards Maley, but defense steps up there and knocks it away. Orioles get repossess it. Pounding ball.
Looking through.
Creighton. Outside of Plantazides. Deflected on its way in. Creighton wins that header.
Ira, you do a pretty good job with your Greek pronunciations.
Well, thank you. I just fake it.
I've got Nico in class this year, so I got to get that down.
Am I saying it correctly?
I think so. I think you're close. I had his older brother, too.
Yeah.
Good guys.
Ball knocked away by Kennedy. They send it long down the field.
Should be a Park throw-in.
Yeah, that's what it is. I wasn't sure if the officials saw it properly, but they did. I should never question the officials.
Yeah, you would never do that, I know. I know when I coached beside you, you never questioned officials.
No. Oh, there's a trip after the ball's away.
And I was never sarcastic.
No, absolutely. You always zipped it at the right time.
Hey, go easy.
Inside joke here. A shot attempt blocked
Another
out.
corner kick for Park.
Yep. It was a good cross by Maley.
Nick Riley usually sends a pretty good cross in. I'm guessing his corner's pretty good also.
There it is. Oh, just couldn't get control of it.
Park can keep it in play here, Kimmel.
Race forward here. Maley's going to let it go out of touch, and it's a throw-in for the Orioles. Heiser sends it across. It's headed by Kennedy, and it's a throw-in for St. Louis Park.
You notice both teams very limited subbing today.
Yes, I was talking about that earlier.
These tight games and section implications, you run with what's working. If you feel like something's working, you just stay with it.
I think Chato had one in the 15th minute, and Kennedy had one like the 25th minute. It was their first one other than one for a yellow card earlier in the match. And Kennedy player down. Clock is stopped. I didn't see what happened. Maybe we'll see it on replay. Here we go. as he got kicked out in front of the goal there. Well, well, under, I'll say, 21 minutes remaining in regulation. 1-1 to score, and here comes a yellow card. In the...
To Kimmel?
Yep, the 59th minute.
Looks like Sam Diamond's going to check in for Park.
Number 19, Diamond, back in for St. Louis Park.
Play back underway. Ball just hangs in the air. The Orioles able to get there first. Riley giving pressure, pins the ball and plays it up to Maley on the right side. He goes around one defender, cuts it back, has it taken off his foot, and played out a touch by Kennedy, throwing for the Orioles. And Pazides.
Got Riley over on this right side now. Got Diamond on the left. After that sub of Kimmel.
Nizer plays it cross field, and it's knocked out of touch. Foul called against the Orioles. It may have been on Pantazides, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either.
I need another set of eyes, and just in my head.
And I'm not helping for some reason.
No, you're doing good. That's another set that I didn't have. And another voice. We don't want to tell anybody to know I have voices in my head.
Yeah.
Okay, ball cleared back down.
You have some good conversations with yourself, do you?
Sometimes, yes. One thing, I'm never wrong.
You know, one thing about this half, it's not just the win, but the Park team is doing there's a lot of control in the middle. They're maintaining possession there, getting distribution forward, and
I agree. Gotta put at least one more away because they don't want to get into one of those one-shot deals and the game is over. And I know our camera crew would be happy not to have to stay for overtime or overtime and shootout.
Come on, they're so exciting.
Pantazides plays it in. It's knocked out of touch. Substitution coming in for St. Louis Park. That's the Orioles. Klepfer, rather. The Orioles played it in the middle area there. Oh, another one just on the outside of the net.
He's taping the whole thing.
So another goal kick coming up for Kennedy. Shimada waiting to come in for the Orioles on the next substitution.
And a reconfigured Park defense. They got Salamzadeh up in the middle now, looks like, and
yeah, I noticed that, and I looked back and saw
got Enright in the middle and
Klepfer back there.
Klepfer on the outside where Enright was.
Enright clears it out of immediate danger. Kennedy still with the ball. Nice takeaway. Salamzadeh. left side, too far for the Orioles. There's a long ball played into the box. Are they going to be able to keep it in? Yes. And then they play it off of the Orioles for a throw-in.
Kennedy spending a little time on the attacking end. Hasn't been much of that this half, but got some pressure now.
And the flags are starting to pick up strength again, so that's good for the Orioles. They just got to get out of this danger zone and get it back down to the other end. Kicked out by the Orioles, give them a little breathing room as they send it out about 35 yards out from the goal. 30, 35 balls headed in, or thrown in.
Ooh, that's dangerous there.
Yeah, it is. And again, they'll play it out. It was deflected off of a Kennedy player, so the Orioles have a throw-in deep in their territory.
The clock keeps running. Closer to a 1-1 finish.
Yep.
At least regulation-wise.
15 minutes remaining in the regulation. Diamond plays it across field. Beaten. Up the line, player wide open, cutting towards the goal. He's tripped, and there's a free kick coming up for the Orioles. About 20 yards out.
Park's pretty dangerous from these spots. They've got some guys that can hit the back of the net. They pick their spots pretty well.
Riley was the player that was tripped up. I can't pick up the number of who's going to.
Looks like Beaton was on it, but now it's going to be Salamzadeh, it looks like.
Salamzadeh has a great shot also.
Yeah, Thomas has a good foot. Actually, he's got 2 good feet.
So do I, but
don't kick as well as he does.
No.
No, me neither.
There's a shot.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Oh, and the keeper has to knock it out.
It's going to be a corner.
It is.
Nice save from the Kennedy keeper.
Yes, it was. Great job there by Pelego Flores. See, I can get the Spanish too.
There you go.
There's the ball. Oh, fanning on it at the far post area.
Very dangerous look.
It was a great cross or in the corner from Creighton. And just fanning on it, I think, was Salamzadeh. And here they come once again, a race after the ball. Nice defensive play. It's right along the goal line. Played out in front. The player is open, but the Oriole defense closes quickly on him. Creighton gets pushed off the ball. Unbelievable no call by the official. I mean, there was absolutely no doubt that he had got pushed 2 hands. There's another look at it right there. Pushed and tripped.
Wonder sometimes what angle they're at.
Yeah. I think, and I mentioned this in the first half before you joined me here, I think the officials don't want to give the game away.
Yeah.
With dangerous kicks or penalty shots, so.
No, I agree, but still got to
you got to
use a whistle when it's appropriate.
Exactly, otherwise it starts getting out of hand. Salamzadeh gets a handball call.
Found the whistle there.
Of course, because it's not in dangerous area of the field. I remember once in my early days as an official, could have called a handball in the box in the first minute, and I didn't do it, and that was a mistake because the rest of the game it was totally out of my control because of that.
Right. We'll see here. See if this is. No, I don't see him going to his pocket. No cards here. It looked like a. I know that's what the park. Sure, the park side would like to see.
Yep, they were pleading with him. The referee to just get him relaxed. There's a hard shot, top of the box, deflected. Play Played out wide. Comes across again. Nobody there for the Orioles. Now a shot. Oh, a hard shot by Salamzadeh, but
He
it was,
ripped it.
yep, it was wide.
Sometimes you got to be willing to miss big.
Yeah, if you don't try, you can't make one.
I know sometimes people are so surprised how badly the professional players will miss, but they also know there's a professional goalie. So you gotta hit it hard and in a good spot. And sometimes it leads to a big outside shot.
Absolutely. Agree with you totally. Oh, double heads clash there, but nothing too hard. Diamond leaves it. Kaiser, and then it's back to Diamond. He plays it up. Another header, and the Orioles head it back. A little ping pong match going there. And the foul finally called against the Eagles. Oriole player down. Can't catch a number on that.
Number 10, Klepfer's back up.
And a little over 10 minutes remaining in regulation. These teams, they each want to get a goal now, which would give them a good opportunity to call themselves the winner of this match. But both teams' defense doing a great job, and goalkeeper.
I'm guessing both squads have seen a lot happen in the last 10 minutes of games this year, so they're gonna keep pressing.
Yeah.
I know Park's had some inside 10-minute wins, and
Setter there. Orioles control Salamzadeh couldn't control that one. He's complaining to the official again as the referee calls a foul. Enright brings it down nicely, plays it into the middle. Nizer. Beaten. Back into Nizer. Salamzadeh. Up to Diamond. Into the box. Creighton tried to high kick it, but the defense came in and blocked it.
Almost expecting a whistle there.
Yeah, I was too.
Kennedy defender did a nice job stepping in on that. Parks right back in. Beaton doing a good job staying on the ball.
Yep, keeping his balance, fighting through the defense. There's a chance out front. Oh, too far. Yep, you could tell the wind having effect again now. Earlier it didn't. And the Orioles kick it out of touch. Owen coming near halfway. Played up in the air, the Orioles knock it away. Creighton touches it off. They play it down the line. Luis Shimada played it into the box. All alone. Oh, and the keeper with a big save from point blank range.
Good chance. Just took it a little too long to get back on his foot. Gave that keeper a chance to get out. They've been dangerous on these corners.
Sure, Benjamin would like to have another chance of that now, and again the ball goes over the top of all the Oriole attackers. Slices out, and it's a goal kick. It's over the top of the Oriole defense. Deep down the line. Was it deflected by the Orioles? It was not, so it's a goal kick. wondering on the way it carried down the line. The Orioles had deflected it, but fortunately for them, they didn't.
I think St. Louis Park is definitely, they got that wind advantage. They'd like to close it out here in regulation. They're playing the ball in quickly, not taking a lot of time on corners or throws or anything.
Diamond gets control of that one. Yeah, they've been putting the ball in fast.
I'm guessing Kennedy might be okay with
A tie going into
a
overtime.
chance to have the wind at their back again. And
Whoa, another great save on a shot by Diamond. And the Orioles with another corner kick coming up. Here's another look at it right here. Knocked away from Diamond. He gets to it.
another quick corner, falls in. Off the Kennedy head. Should be another corner, yep.
This time from the other side.
Definitely looking for that far post when they're taking that corner on the right side. Let's see what happens on the left here.
You can tell they're hungry right now to get that goal.
Absolutely.
It's right in the middle. Goes by.
Oh.
And that one goes high and wide out over the goal line.
Marks me right back in. Throw in here.
Klepfer plays it back to Enright. Back to Klepfer. Almzadeh plays it back. Nizer.
They sure. Kennedy's got numbers back here. Nope.
They're getting their chances. You
Yeah.
just got to put one of those away.
He probably had a little more time there, but Kennedy hasn't given him much time, so he probably didn't expect to have
That much time or room to.
Look at the replay. That number 4 defender was a little bit closer than I thought. Zumba.
Wonder if he's related to Dumba from the Wild.
I think you have to have it spelled the same way to be related, but
You never know. I've got a brother doesn't spell the last name the same as mine.
the bad speller, huh?
No, he just used to be in radio and television, and
Oh.
so he changed his name for that.
Got it.
Orioles break up that attempt to connect by the Eagles.
4 minutes.
Diamond with the ball. Plays inside. Salam Zadeh back to Diamond. Diamond into the box. And again, it's too high for the Orioles. Now Creighton with a chance. Shot, he
There it
scores!
is. What a goal. Wow. Beautiful volley shot.
In the 77th minute, St. Louis
Wow,
Park
that's
takes
just
the
a
lead.
Beautifully taken shot and buried it in the corner.
Yeah, they just saw it on replay.
That's huge for Park. They got 3:40 to, with the wind at their back, to just close this out. You notice Salamzadeh is now back on defense.
Yep.
Don't need another one.
No, that's why they moved him up, is using his power of the shot to get him down there deeper.
They don't get much bigger than that at this time of year.
Oh, that's for sure. Like we said, they were humming all over the net. It was just a matter of how much time until they probably would have put one away. And as I said, they were hungry, and they finally took advantage of it.
Just to, for young players, you go back and look at that replay. That's just technically just a beautiful goal. Waiting for it to drop, drives it at the right time.
Yep. Sure, we mentioned this last game. I'm sure you saw the article in the Star Tribune.
Yeah.
It was a great article on Zinedine. And a very nice kid.
Yeah.
Not a kid, a young man.
Yeah.
Here he goes again. And he had it. Well, nope. No foul called on the referee, by the referee, I should say. Royals doing everything they can to keep them off the board. The defense is covering back on the
Kennedy's
far
got
side.
some pressure here.
Knocked away by the Orioles, settling and then plays it up to Zinedine Creighton. And we've got a yellow card being called against Kennedy. That's number, trying to pick up his numbers at 17, 19?
13.
13.
Yep. Ulysses Perez.
Number 6 goes back in for Kennedy.
You know, frustration. You've been in the game. You're the seed that's coming in looking for the upset, and you give one up late. You get the emotions. I get it.
Oh yeah. In a game this big, no doubt about it. And Kennedy will get the throw in with under 2 minutes remaining in regulation. The Orioles in the lead, 2-1. Long ball played down the near touchline. Salamzadeh turns, sends it up out of touch. Kennedy tried to get the ball back in as quickly as possible. Actually, I thought that was an illegal throw. He stepped up.
Park's got to be really smart here. This game's not over. Keep those goal side positions.
Yep. There's a long ball played in again over the.
Yeah, Finley, nice job.
Yep, they had an attacker right there. And Finley did a great job of stepping up in time to get that ball.
I always worry about my goalies when they've had a quiet half and suddenly there's some action. You just hope they're still warm and you hope they're still in the game, and Leo did a nice job there, just stepping up and taking away the pressure.
He sure did. Big play. Now the ball's knocked out by Eagles and will be an Oriole throw-in. No rush to put it in play. They're going to let someone else take the throw. And making good use of the clock, down to 28 seconds and running. Put it up. Zinedine gets to it. It's cut off by the defender. Nice move there by number 20, Yaka. Foul call against the Orioles. Clock running with under 7 seconds left.
I thought Nicer actually did a really good job of just getting his body in front there.
Yep.
Surprised there's a whistle.
It was a professional foul, and there's the buzzer.
That's the game.
Ends this game with St. Louis Park winning it by a score of 2-1 on what was a fantastic shot by Zinedine Creighton.
Very good. Hey, and a great game.
It was. I mean, it was both teams playing their heart out. The team coming over to the home bench right now to cheer on their crowd, and it was just fabulous. You got to feel bad for the Kennedy Eagles because they played their hearts out as well, and really played a tough game against the Orioles.
Absolutely, yeah. They did not make it easy for the Orioles today.
No, they didn't.
That was a well-earned win.
So we'll give you quickly. I'm just going to give the scoring and other items during the match.
I'm gonna go change my clothes for a wedding, Ira. But thank you for letting me join you. It's been fun.
Well, thank you, Brad. Enjoy your wedding. In the 25th minute, a yellow card was issued to Kennedy, and then 4 minutes later, the Eagles scored. Number 14 had the goal from Eric Cardozo. And then, Cardozo, sorry. In the 45th minute, number 6, Mailey scored a goal to make it 1-1. Then in the 59th minute, Kimmel was assessed a yellow card. And again, the score was still tied at 1-1. But then in the 77th minute, with just a few minutes left in regulation, Zinedine Creighton with an incredible volley shot and side volley with the assist going to Diamond and giving the Orioles a 2-1 lead. And then finally Kennedy in the 88th minute Number 13, Perez, took a yellow card, as Brad had mentioned earlier, a frustration foul. But it is what it is, and so St. Louis Park advances to the section final. That game will be played at 5 o'clock on Tuesday, October 16th. And they'll be up against either Washburn or Wayzata. If Wayzata wins, the game will be right here at St. Louis Park. If Washburn wins, it'll be at Washburn. So we'll be waiting anxiously to hear the result of that game, as Wayzata is never a pushover. And even though they're ranked number 5 against number 1 Washburn, anything can happen. So that wraps up right here. I believe we're going to be covering the final game no matter where it's being played. And so we hope to see you at either location, and we obviously hope it's going to be right here at St. Louis Park. Once again, the final score, St. Louis Park 2, Bloomington Kennedy 1. This is Ira Gerwitz for Brad Brubaker saying thanks for watching here on ParkTV 16, and good luck to the Orioles. So long.